self-reproaching soul, and that is conscious. You are conscious of your wrongdoing, and you're struggling and striving to improve. And then you have the third level, which is in nafs al-mutma'inna, which means the soul at peace. And that
Mm.
is when one is aligned with God's will and has tranquility of heart. Now, the jihad of the nafs, the jihad of the soul, that is the ongoing process of moving from the first state to the final state, from a life of controlled impulses to a life anchored in higher purpose and divine connection, divine love, right? And in connection with love and leadership, I'd like people to understand that if we talk about the jihad of the soul, the struggle, the striving of the soul, when it directly aligns about self-leadership, the ability to guide yourself before guiding others. It's the ability
Mm.
to, because you cannot lead a community or a family or a setting if you cannot lead your own soul with love.
Mm.
And love starts with self-purification. So in order to love God completely, you clear your heart of arrogance, resentment, selfishness, not erasing the self, but
Mm.
more of a refinement of your soul. And so we talk about leadership, about love, self-purification, and then the final piece of the puzzle, to serve others as a leader, you have to have mastery over yourself, over your heart. A lot of people are enslaved by their ego, by the will to lead uh, with power, with uh, kind of a dictatorship, authoritarian, without filling your heart with love. And a person that has wrestled with their soul to find love in leadership, to find self-purification, to rid themselves of their ego, will lead a life of purpose and of service.
Mm.
So, loving oneself is the path to loving God fully.
Mm.
Yeah. Beautiful
So,
way.
yeah, that's
Beautifully
something
put.
that came to mind when both of you
Mm,
were talking, and it's all about accepting yourself as part of the creation of God.
Mm.
You are worthy, you are purposeful, and you are filled with potential. And perhaps this is our talk will allow you to fill your heart with with this moment and make you hold on to
Mm.
uh, your values and beliefs from what you have been led astray by and become accountable uh,
Mm.
for the act of love, for the act of leadership through love, and treating yourself with love and mercy while you ask God for whatever you wish.
Mm.
And on top of that, forgiving yourself.
Mm.
Forgiving yourself not because you failed, but forgiving yourself because you are striving to improve.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it comes down to that definition of what is love, isn't it? I
Mm.
suppose it's all coming down to that. And, we can say, love yourself. What does loving yourself mean? And I think there's something about, I suppose, what I'm thinking if I think about the love of God, I think more in awe.
Hmm.
So that awesomeness or that expandedness or that sense of wow, wow. Can we look at ourselves and go, wow, are we just magnificent? Can we do that? Now, just because we can reflect and look at that and say, hey, we're magnificent, doesn't mean that somebody else isn't, right? If we have that, then that's part of the ego, that old image or damaged self that's kind of in the way. But if
Mm,
we can truly just celebrate the awesomeness of ourself, is a really good step, just to go, whoa, hey, I'm healing. My goodness, how awesome is that? Right? My fingers, I can cut myself. How awesome is that? My body just does it. How awesome. And just
Mm.
live in that awesomeness for a little while and let that build that energy. And I think it's kind of really important for me. It's not just about the gentle reflections, but it is about living in that energetic state of what God is.
mm,
And it is an awesome state. And it's quite hard, I think, sometimes to access that unless we're taught to go back to that state. Because when we were a child, we knew how awesome we were, right? We didn't even think that we had to ask people for stuff. We just asked because we were awesome. They would give it to us, right? We lost that sense of just how awesome we are. We struggled to get here and we're here. I mean, hell, that's an awesome journey. So I think if we can go back to that sense of real awe, and reverence for ourselves. So when we eat our food, yeah, this is me I'm revering myself here. I'm
mm,
really taking care of myself, in a very different way. Then I think that we're probably getting closer and closer to what it may be to really truly love
mm,
in the expansiveness of what it is. um yeah, be kind to ourselves, but if you're in awe, you're kind to yourself. So it's
Mm.
kind of like, what is the state that allows me all of those things, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be all of that? What is that state like? How can I go into that state every day and live in it
mm.
Mm.
and be it? Yeah. And that, I suppose, that's the key message probably I'm trying to give you all today.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know it's astrology, but the lions are awesome, right? Lions are awesome creatures.
They are.
They're like the king of the jungle, or not the jungle, but of the savannah. And they are
Um,
truly awesome, right?
Yeah.
They're
mm,
magnificent creatures.
mm,
So
mm,
if there's something about that, hey, I am just me and I'm here and I deserve, because I am just me. I'm awesome,
Mm,
right? And to own that. And I think that's what's we lack, is we truly are afraid
mm.
to really recognize our own awesomeness. Was it Marianne Williamson who said that we're not afraid of we're something like we're afraid of just how powerful we are,
Oh, yeah.
mm,
right?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of a story when I was very young. And that's when I kind of learned, I kind of had another little click this week, in a kind of a shift, was when I was remembering as a child, my brother threw a big stone at me, whack it, and hit me. And I was so hurt and angry. And I turned around and said, God will punish you for that. I was only 7. And within 5 minutes, he broke his arm. I carried the guilt of that for a long time, and I shut my power down. I shut down this thing, what I knew that I had potential of. Because if we are creators of God, if we are part of God personified, we have that potential, which is why the world has done so many crazy things, right? Because we have that intentional energy that we can manifest. And I shut it down because I realized this was the wrong way to go about the power I had. What
mm,
I didn't realize as a child was that actually I didn't know, I didn't do it because I didn't know how, right? I just shut it off as a
Mm.
reflex. And only later I realized, that Marianne Williamson, her statement, we don't realize how powerful we are, and how I shut it off was because I didn't know how to channel power in an adult way. I'd already experienced it when it had caused so much hurt, right? So I hadn't experienced it at that point. But now I've realized, hey, okay, when you have your adult power, when you have power that's very different and it comes from a space of, oh, I'm empowered in self and I'm awesome in self, we don't have to worry about what anybody else is doing. We can just be happy with that energetic power that we have because we're aligned straight away to God. And we will make the right decisions. We will be kind. We will be gentle. We will be considerate. We will be courageous. We will be all of those things when we gather that power again and recognize it. Remember who we are.
And accept it. And as you say, it's not be fearful of it.
Yeah.
And it's knowing how to use it in a mature, responsible way. Because yeah, you can get angry, and yes, it can.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
With power comes responsibility, right?
Yeah.
It can't go separately. It's got to come with responsibility. And unfortunately, we know a number person with a name starting with T. He doesn't accept any responsibility. We have got to have responsibility if others give power to them.
So it's recognizing that and recognizing where we've shut it down, because and then we're hiding, or we're losing our voice. We've shut our voices down, and it's about allowing yourself to find your voice, which is what this show is all about.
Yeah.
It's not about shutting
Lead
people
from
down.
within.
Lead from within, exactly. And it's not about shutting people down because they've got something to say that is not what you believe in, or it's not what you think they should be saying. The whole point is people have a voice. They have something to say.
Yeah.
And if that's something that pushes your button, so to speak, or triggers something in you, then that is done for a reason. It's there for you to grow from, to recognize that actually there's a reflection of something inside of you that is wanting and calling out for release, for renewal, for growth in some way, for healing, and not shutting it down. And so it is about giving that voice to whatever is wanting to be said and whatever is wanting to be spoken about. And to actually be able to manifest successfully, we need to heal all parts of us that actually perhaps think we're not worthy of what we're wanting, whatever we're desiring. And you mentioned, I think it was Kamal, you mentioned about self-worth, was it? And so it is recognizing where those parts of you that don't feel worthy of that success and healing that. So it's actually getting clear of what you want from your heart, not from the ego. It's going into your heart and going, what is it I really want here? And then actually embodying the future you right now, not waiting for some time to become that person, you know. And I know there's this talk about, act as if, but it's not about that. It's about being right now the person that you are wanting to be. Embody it right now. Really know who it is, that person you want to be, and not wait to become that person. And then just surrender. Set your intention, take aligned action, and then trust, because the universe has your back. God has your back. This energy that is all around us has your back. And at this particular moment in time, it's got an extra strength to it. It doesn't actually, the portal itself, it doesn't actually do the manifesting for you.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's what you do. It's you that does it, and that's what you have to recognize. It's simply that energy is more supportive. It's more amplified. So it's down to you to clear what no longer serves, to set your intentions,
Mm.
and then take aligned action. Be in action, and then surrender.
Mm.
You know.
I like that. It's Shireen, you got my mind going to the whole quote of Marianne, and because I'm a massive fan of Coach Carter and the whole, it's added a little bit more onto it, but I know it by heart, and I want to share it. Not the one from Coach Carter, but the one from Marianne, which is our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Mm.
We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
Mm.
I get goosebumps every time I love it. The one from Coach Carter
Absolutely.
obviously is a very longer one. And what Carol Ann and Shireen and we're all talking about that love and alignment. And so to finalize our talk today, I want to share a few perhaps questions that you want to ask yourself in this period of time. And as we mentioned, this is just you are setting the record straight for what you want in your life, how you want to live your life. So just ask yourself, are you still standing still
Mm.
outside, waiting for the perfect timing and the perfect moment? Where in your life um, have you been leading without love,
Mm.
focusing simply on results
Mm.
without remembering the people and the values behind them? Where have you been loving without leading, caring deeply, and at the same time avoiding the responsibility to act? What truth have you been avoiding? Because speaking that truth might require you to change.
Mm.
And if you had, if you fully stepped into your own courage today, who would benefit the most? You or the people you are meant to serve? And I'll leave you with these two to ponder about.
Mm.
Nice. Shreen, what would you like to leave our listeners with?
Well, it was really that quote that kept coming to me, which is very much Marianne Williamson. And yeah, as Kamal said, who are we not to show our light? And that is what we're here for. And so I think it's just reminding everybody, if we choose, and it does take courage, it does take does take a lot to actually choose love in different situations. It takes a lot of effort, but if you do it, God is there always. That's
Mm,
when you feel the real presence of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. You will always feel it the moment you choose love, the moment you choose to step back and go, hey, hold on a minute, where you're not reacting, where you're spending time just really working from the truth as you see it, the deeper truth that resonates so deeply within you. And that's never a reaction, it's always about something that comes from, it emerges from you, like from every little essence in your being. So I would just say, spend a little time looking at how awesome you are, recognize that you are an awesome being, that you are a being of light, and allow it to ooze from you. Imagine, just visualize every day, just imagine it oozing from you until it does. And then you'll see just how much light comes towards you.
mm,
Nice. Thank you. Yeah. There's a quote that I've got here. It says, love is not just what you feel, it's what you choose to grow moment by moment. So what are you choosing to grow each moment? And I've got a few things here that you might like to work through, and actually a journal prompt. It's about getting clarity on all of this. So what am I ready to release? What am I ready to invite in? Let's have a journal on those two prompts and questions. And then also practice energetic decluttering. I love that phrase. It's saying no to draining commitments. So recognize what is draining your energy that you could say no to. So practice energetic decluttering. And that's what I'd love to leave you with. So thank you for listening, and use this time wisely and feel that love that is within you. And we're here. We us three are here every Tuesday. Noms is here. She wasn't able to make it here today with us. But she's here. The talk show is here Monday to Friday, 1 o'clock. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Okay, take care.